Hello guys. First of all, I want you to listen to this video before I say what I want to say.
I'm about to share with you a story of real karma, how karma can actually deal with people here on earth before you get to meet our maker. Yes, I'm sure most of you that have this good memory will remember that there was a time that Nigerian movie producers were working in Ghana. They were doing a lot of collaboration with the Ghanaian actors and actresses, this kind of collaborations. We had a lot of beautiful movies coming out of Ghana and Nigeria. We had times that Aki and Popo, Mr. Ibu came to Ghana. It was all beautiful. At a point, I don't know if it was out of jealousy or what, some Ghanaian producers, I think by then they call them FIPAG, yes, Film Something Producers Association of Ghana, they came together and they started harassing these Nigerian producers that were working in Ghana. And it got to a point that they said, before you can shoot in Ghana, you need to pay $10,000. And one man that led this campaign, this is his picture, he's called Mr. Sukrit Safo. I'm sure you've all seen him before, yes. This is not the first time we are talking about this story, yes. $10,000 before you can shoot in Ghana. Not now, back in those days. If I'm not lying, let's say about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, he said that if you want to shoot in Ghana, you need to pay $10,000 as a Nigerian producer. And out of these things, the Nigerians started going back, stopped all these collaborations, everything went down, and the Ghana movie industry started sinking. I'm not saying that Nigerians were the one that came to create a movie industry in Ghana, but they brought some vibrancy, they brought some love, they brought some unity, they brought some whole stuff. When this man sat on TV and they asked him, why did they do that? He said so many things. He said so many things that most of these Nigerian producers, when they come to Ghana, they sleep in hotels and they don't pay. And if they don't pay, the hotel owners go to them. Now, how can you tell me a story? Somebody comes to shoot his movie in Ghana and sleeps in your hotel, and he doesn't pay. You go to another film producer in Ghana to claim your money. How on earth would you believe this story? I mean, if you don't believe it, let's watch this clip. When he sat on TV to say all this, and Jackie Appiah was there, James Gardner was there, and they were even surprised at what he was saying. Now, I'll tell you what has come out of that decision that he took. The decision that he took that Nigeria should pay $10,000 before they shoot movies in Ghana led to somehow the downfall of Ghana movie industry. And now this man is confessing. Yes, and let's watch the video when he was saying that this was the strategy that they did to ensure that Nigerian movies or Nigerian film producers will be on track in Ghana. Let's watch this video. We had 3 meetings with the Nigerian producers, 2 in Ghana, 1 in Nigeria, on this same issue. We put our case before them. The last one, we had that meeting at the National Theatre, and we came up with modalities. In fact, I think I have a copy of this living in my car. We came up and they agreed with us. Because we gave them the report, the number of your friends, the Ghanaians, Nigerians, so we said, okay, if you are coming to shoot, let us know. We are the film producers in Ghana. Come to us, let's sit down. Let's know your itinerary. We will shoot to media. Put $10,000 down. $10,000. Hey, listen, wait. Put $10,000 down.
That we used $10,000 to shoot.
How much were you giving $10,000 to the lawyers here? So we never stop any Nigerian from coming here.
See the cameras.
See the cameras from the
You see the
it's okay. Cut it for me. You see, Jackie Appiah is a Ghanaian. She has worked in Nigeria. James Gardner is a Ghanaian. They've worked in Nigeria. And they were living witness of these acts. That when they were working on set sometimes, these Ghanaian film producers will come with bodyguards and matches and they will start seizing the equipment of these Nigerian producers. They did all these things to them. And eventually they left. They were not actively shooting in Ghana anymore. Because when they themselves as Ghanaian producers, they never had a budget of $10,000 to shoot a movie. You were telling a fellow Nigerian producer to give you $10,000 before he can shoot a movie. Meaning that before you shoot a movie, you have to have $10,000. Then you should have a separate money to pay your cast, your crew, your welfare, and all these things. How can this actually make sense? Tell me. No matter if you go to Americans, the bank statements and the things you go spend. Now $10,000 even in recent times. $10,000 you go pay? Yes. They actually did that. And so many years down the line. Now this man is saying that he was part of the people that degraded or collapsed the Ghana movie industry. Yes, he confessed it with his own mouth. And sometimes I keep on saying, we should use this as a case study that it is not everybody who is good, who means well for a country, a town, or a generation. Not all leaders are meant to drive the country into the right direction. That's why sometimes we have all these old politicians. This is a politician, naturally. And a politician is somebody who does not want the well-being or the welfare of people. Now he's confessed. Let's watch the video when he was confessing that he was part of the people that collapsed the Ghana movie industry. Let's watch it. I was part of it. But most of the things we did was out of ignorance. Do you understand? Yes. Our stupidity is keeping us in there today. Where we are now is because of our stupidity. But ignorance made us do things in the past. But when we realized what we did just repeating the same things. So that is it. Ignorance. I mean, somebody help me in the comments.
Okay, I believe you all watched that video and see what's played out. You see, this man did this whole thing out of hate, you know, and the jealousy on Nigerians Nollywood actors, you know, when they are going to Ghana to act movies. You see, and it became very obvious to them that that's no matter what they did to these people, they will still succeed. You know, we Nigerians, we always take, you know, Africans along. We always carry Africans along because they're our brothers, right? You know, we want them to succeed. We want them to prosper. We want them to have that talent that we have. That is why we always carry them along. Because everywhere you find the Nigerians, you know, doing things and, you know, in any foreign country and they are doing well, they always carry the people from that country also along. You see, these people went to Ghana to act. You know, that is where they've been acting, you know, earlier then, where they usually go and act movies. You know, but along the line, this man, you know, feel like, you know, these people are here, they are making it, you know, they're doing a lot of big things here. I think we really have to, you know, to make sure we tell them that here is our country, you can't be living large, you can't be making it here. You know, they decided to impose money, you know, $10,000 on them, for them to pay $10,000 before they can act movies in Ghana. And you can see that lady there, you know, saying that, you know, even sometimes when Nigerians were acting in Ghana, this man, you know, who is a movie producer or whatever he called himself, will come with the security and, you know, bodyguard or whatever with their thugs, you know, to come and steal the equipment, their camera that the Nigerians are using to shoot movies. And that lady there, I grew up watching Nollywood movies, you know. I thought even that lady is a Nigerian, not knowing that she's a Ghanaian. You know, but you can see how the whole thing has affected their movie industry. But Nigerian own is still booming today till tomorrow. So that is what jealous does to most of these our African brothers that come on social media every day to push lies against Nigeria. Meanwhile, they are the main, you know, chameleon. You can see how the man did the whole thing. At the end of the day, he's coming out now to confess when he feels like now it is even too late. You know, imagine a lot of Ghanaians, you know, who could have, you know, from there, you know, with the talents that Nigeria brings to Ghana, then, you know, it could have boosted their, you know, their Nollywood movies a lot. But at the end of the day, you see what happens because of jealousy. And now he's coming out now to confess, saying that he's an ignorant, it's a mistake. Now that it's too late. That's what jealousy does. And that is why every day, you know, sometimes I feel like saying all these things to educate you people because, you know, some of you really have to, you know, check your histories. And you know that Nigerian has a reason why it's being called the giant of Africa, the root of Africa. It's not just a name. There is a reason behind that. So you guys should respect Nigerians and stop these jealousies.